Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Colton Eckler of Mesick Football. How's it going?
Good.
All right. I know you're getting ready for your last high school football game which is the Legacy All-Star game, which will take place on Sunday, which you can watch on Valley Sports Detroit if you're not going in the Brighton area. But overall, how do you think your season went for you?
Um, I think I progressively got better throughout the season after the first couple weeks. I prepared myself a lot over the off season. Was in the weight room a lot. I did a lot of field work, lots of football things that I did not do in the previous years, and it definitely paid off. And I feel like I could tell, and I personally feel like other people could tell too.
Yeah.
We didn't make playoffs at all, but we had a strong season. I was happy with the team's chemistry a lot than how it was the previous year before. I moved up here my junior season and mid-season, so I didn't know everyone or nothing, and it was very different, smaller town than where I was from. But it was a fun season. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. You're a running back, so talk about what that's like.
It's exciting. I love playing there. Um, it's a very fast-paced position.
Yeah.
I used to play receiver, and then I got moved to running back my sophomore year at Warren Mott, and there's a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot similar, but a lot different in ways. I had a lot more to read at once, like the holes. You always got that. They call it the most dangerous guy. There's a lot of times it's those linebackers, and it's a very quick. You have to be quick mentally
Mm-hmm.
before physically, in my opinion.
For sure. So kind of talk about like what this season was like, just knowing that, it was your last. I know it was not the one that you wanted, but overall, it still was good.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It was good. I like. I did much better. I was a lot happy. Wow. Stat wise. Uh. From the previous year. The year before, I only got 6 games. This year, I got a whole season besides our forfeit, and then I actually missed 3/4 of a game. I ended up passing out on the field.
Jeez.
Wasn't sure what it was because of. I was fine, no concussion or nothing like that. It was kind of out of the blue. That was a scary situation for me because I didn't like being out of the game. I even tried going back in. Actually, coaches were not up for it.
Yeah.
But no, I was happy with how it went. I mean, I just liked the game. It was rough not making playoffs. Obviously, I've kind of created a emotional attachment to this game throughout the past couple years. So it was disappointing and very emotional at the end of the season for me.
All right. What was your most memorable moment this season?
Um, there was a few games. I was one touchdown away from the state record. Most in a game. The best one for me was against Brown City. They were ranked fourth in the state at the time. I had 8 touchdowns on them. That was I didn't even realize I was moving like that. That was a tough game for us. We lost 68-64, or no, 68-66. I'm sorry. And we that game we played the best we've ever played. We weren't. It was their homecoming. We weren't even expected to keep it in the run with them, and we were not even ranked at all. Mesick wasn't. We came off 3 losses, I think it was at that time. So when we went up there, we played like that, and we all just did our job, and that was exciting. Especially when I found out at the end of the game, I almost had the record there in a specific game with a team that was so competitive like that. I was very proud of myself. I didn't realize that I was doing that, I guess.
Um, So let's talk about getting ready for this last high school game. How excited are you for it, or what's that like?
It's exciting. I'm curious on how it's going to turn out. Playing with a bunch of guys who never played before and having to prepare for a game completely in a matter of a few days. Um, but it's also a lot of like it's going to be competitive either way. There's even with the people that you're on a team with, I'm expecting to be more competitive than usual than I would with my teammates. Because I'm trying to get playing time. I want to get noticed on my last high school game the best I can. And I have respect for every player there because everyone knows that everyone there is not an average athlete. I mean, they're there for a reason. And it's expected to be one of those things you just don't know the outcome, in my opinion.
How do you want to play in college?
Oh yeah, more than anything.
And what would it mean for you to continue your high school football career? I mean, your college football career. I mean, your football career.
I mean, I dreamed of me and my brother used to stay up at night in our rooms. Actually, we'd get in trouble for it talking about football. He plays at Gladwin actually. Uh,
Yes.
we used to stay up talking about playing college ball together, or even playing college ball in general. We always said we'd do it, and I don't know. It's been a dream of ours since we were a little kid. Obviously, I'm older than my brother, so I'm getting the opportunity to do it first sooner. And it is exciting going through the recruiting process and stuff. It's harder out here in Mesick getting the recruiting process because we're 8 man. It's a very small town. No one really talks about as much. So a lot of it's hard. A lot of it's more me traveling, trying to contact people instead of in the bigger areas like at Warren Mott, people contact you.
Yeah.
So, but
Okay.
it mean anything to me.
All right. Well, let's get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Yeah,
Um, let's see. What do you have any football superstitions?
yeah. So I tape around my ankles or around my feet. Sorry, on the top of my foot on my cleats, and I always type this. I mean, I always write permanent marker. Eat and hard work on the right side, and then eats on the left. Eat stands for effort, attitude, toughness. I actually learned that from my coaches growing up in Gladwin, where my brother's at, and that's always something I've took pretty strong belief into that saying eat. And without it, it kind of feels weird. Not I played without it before, and looking down sometimes at before the play call, it's like I don't know. I don't know if it's like a mindset thing. I don't know, but I've always done it since sophomore year, and I've never stopped since. Every game I've had it.
Um, okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Visibility.
Okay. Um, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well are you at replying to text messages?
Say 6, maybe.
Um, how do you mentally prepare for a game?
Throughout the week, I make sure to put a lot of time in film. Um, to me, football is a more mental game before it is physical or anything else. So I try to prepare, and I play both sides of the ball. So honestly, coming up to a game, um, I try to focus on my weak spots a lot, and that's defense for me. Not that I'm bad at it, I just know I'm not as good at it, and I know if I can do my job as best as I can there defensively, I'm helping the team out. And I watched tons of film. I was averaging at least 6 hours a week is what I tried to do at all times.
Okay.
And then not only that, I'd always take notes on my film too. Um, where it was coming to the linemen, which one was to pull more to what side, if they had a main guy that they like to pull and run to that side of the ball, or I was always prepared. Even the way the quarterback would turn his back, try to catch on to his handoffs as much as I could, and just figure out if I could know where the play was going, it'd help a lot more. And that's was my main goal every week. Um, and then I also throughout the week, I mean, we lifted as a team also. throughout the season. I won't do as heavy lifting or as intense as I do during the off season, but I always lifted throughout the week, at least 3 to 4 times a week by myself. Um, about 8 hours a week I'd put in the gym at least. Light activity, not like crazy weights or nothing. I wasn't trying to be super sore in a game week or nothing. But I keep my strength up. I kept the strength throughout my whole season. Made sure to do that.
All right. What if you could pick any social media app to use and delete the rest, what would it be?
Oh,
You have to pick one, I should have mentioned.
probably TikTok.
Okay. And the last thing is if you could tell your younger self something you know now but didn't know then, what would it be?
Would have been to try harder in school. Definitely. Have try to focus more and get better grades.
All right. All right. Well, Colton, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck on Sunday in the Legacy All-Star game.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.